So Universal Audio just recently came out with a new plugin, Verve Analog Machines, and basically it's emulating different hardware machines, tape machines, preamps, whatever other analog machines are in there, and allows us to add that kind of color and saturation into our mix. So we're going to take a look at that today. Just kind of an overview. It's a pretty simple plugin, so we're just going to try it with some different sources and see what it sounds like. So let's check it out. Okay, first we're going to try it on some drums. I just have kind of a rough mix of a live recording. This was a Easter recording from church, all recorded live, and we're gonna throw this on the drum bus first. They have the two different options. I have both the essentials and the full version with my Spark subscription. So let's just go ahead and take a look at the full version. The only difference is the essentials gives you 4 or 5 of these options rather than all of them. So just a quick look here. It looks very simple. We have the drive knob and a warble knob, and I think this changes based on which machine you're on. Drive, warble, and sometimes warble is a tone. So these are all the different machines up here. We're just gonna play a section of this song, and I'll just kind of click through them with their default setting, and we'll see how that changes the sound of things. Let's listen first without the plugin. Okay, let's go ahead. I'll add it in there and start switching on these different algorithms. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. As you can see, there's actually quite a bit of different kind of characteristics between each of those machines. So that's kind of fun. Some of them are subtle, and some of them are very, very noticeably distorted and overdriven, which is cool. I like that. I'm thinking immediately on drums. Some of these like overdrive and distort and maybe vintage-ize. Some of these are thicken. Some of them kind of give like a really crunchy, compressed sound, which might sound awesome on like a parallel crush drum bus. So that would be kind of fun to try. But I actually kind of like some of the more subtle options here, like even the sweeten. Let's try to just mess with these knobs a little bit and see what we can get. Yeah, so obviously you can get pretty crazy with the overdrive sounds on this. So that's pretty awesome. I like that. The warble is kind of hard to tell on the drums. I think just with so many just transients and nothing really sustains too much. You can hear it a little bit, but curious what that sounds like on something like keys or guitars. So let's move on. All right, let's go ahead and throw this on the electrics here. There's just two stereo guitars going. So I'll just play the guitars as they are without, and we'll start messing through these presets. Yeah, so obviously with the warble, that was easier to tell. You can get some really cool warped sounds with that. This is a interesting section of the song with this just kind of like intense, overdriven guitar and super verbed out. So it kind of emphasizes that reverb to high end of that reverb a little bit too much a lot of times. So maybe a different part would work better, but it is cool. I actually like more of the subtle options and what that does to the sound, just adding a little bit of saturation. All right, let's give this a try on bass. This is an interesting bass tone. It's very woolly, and I've tried to tame it a little bit. It's much better, but just very kind of muffled, not a lot of definition. So I have this decapitator on there for some saturation. I'm just going to take that off since we're going to be getting that from the Verve. So yeah, here it is. Here's the bass without the Verve. You'll hear kind of what I'm talking about the tone, and then we'll mess around with some sounds. I kind of like this overdriven sound on it. It gives it a little bit more top ends, which I was kind of getting with the decapitator, but this is a little bit different. Yeah, really woolly sounding, and maybe it needs some more work. Let's actually listen to this on and off in context of the song here. Yeah, well, that's a huge difference. I actually do like that. Let's actually compare this to the decapitator, just whatever setting I had, and we'll see which one I like better between those two. So here it is with the decapitator. Yeah, interesting. So the Verve machine is you can definitely take it pretty far, but it does help the bass pop out of the mix, which is why I like saturating the bass. So you could also automate this pretty easily if you find a machine that you like. I mean, like on this part of the song, I think it sounds really cool to have a little bit more of an overdriven bass, but there are other parts of the song it definitely wouldn't be. So automating that drive knob or just the entire plugin would be cool. All right, so one more test. Let's kind of throw it on the master bus, on my all music bus. And so all the instruments are going to be hitting this. And I'll kind of do the same thing. Let's just roll through it and see what kind of sounds we get out of it. So I'll start without and then add it in. So that right there actually liked quite a bit. The sweeten I liked a lot. Had a lot of airiness to it, maybe too much, but the edge kind of allows you with the tone knob to control that. So I like that. That's cool. But let's keep going. Cool. Yeah, obviously some of those get really wild. For a whole like mix bus, that's definitely overkill. But you can. That's what I like about this plugin. Actually, you can go very subtle to absolutely insane, and get a lot of types of overdrives and saturation happening. So I actually don't mind the sound of kind of like the sweeten and the edge. I could see myself messing around with that a little bit. And then obviously for different styles of music, with the warble, like I'm not gonna use the warble probably too much in this type of a context, but especially for other pop stuff or lo-fi or whatever, that's super cool. So I like the plugin. This was just kind of a good first look and overview at it. So if you're looking at this plugin, hopefully that gives you a sense of what it's capable of, what it can do, and how you might use it. So thanks for watching. If you liked it, if this was helpful at all, go ahead and like the video and hit subscribe for more like it. And I'll catch you next time.